If you love the look of watercoloring, but think it's too difficult, you'll love this easy technique. Keep watching to learn how I colored this leaf. Hi, this is Sage Kimball, and I'm the Mad Stamper, with another watercolor technique video for card makers and paper crafters. The leaf is from the Gather Together stamp set in the August to December 2020 mini catalog, also known as the Holiday Catalog. I'm going to use shimmery white cardstock because it holds up well with the amount of water I'll be applying. You could also use watercolor paper, but I prefer the little bit of glimmer this cardstock gives and the smoother surface. I've already stamped the leaf in Blackberry Bliss ink. The other ink I'm going to use is Mango Melody. I also have a small cup of water and a paper towel, plus 2 of the water painters and 1 of the now retired aqua painters, so that I have different brushes for different purposes. I start with the larger of the 2 brushes, and I get it wet, wipe some of it off on the paper towel. Then I start moving some of the ink from the veins of the leaf. I don't fill in the leaf completely. This just works kind of like a watercolor wash in some areas of the image. This is an informal process, so you don't have to worry about getting it perfect. I encourage you to just play and see what kind of effects you like. I love the fine pointed tip on these brushes, but I don't put any water in the barrels because a dry brush gives me better control. Next, I'll use the smaller brush to pick up some Mango Melody from the ink pad. Now it's a matter of using the 2 colors to create the effect of a leaf turning to fall colors. I fill in areas mostly near the edges of the leaves, but I also let the Mango Melody move into the center of the leaves in some places. Now I can start adding some darker blackberry accents. I use it to accentuate the veins and the area where the stem meets the leaf. When I paint blackberry lightly over the mango, it looks kind of brown, which fits nicely with the fall color scheme. I keep moving from mango to blackberry and back again, filling in the leaves with nice gradations of color. When I finished this leaf, I thought to myself, it looks really playful. So let yourself play and experiment. Color a few leaves and find the best combination of the 2 colors for your taste. I need a very dry brush with concentrated blackberry ink for the stem. These brushes are great for tiny areas like this. I don't want the brush to be very wet for this technique. After I dip it in water, I wipe most of it off on the paper towel. Otherwise, I'll end up with a muddy looking puddle. Part of the magic of watercoloring is when you see a layer of brush strokes on top of another color or even the same color that has already dried. I want to be careful not to get real dark areas of Blackberry Bliss, which could cover up the layering I'm working on. You'll often see me pick up some ink, then wipe a bit off on the paper towel before applying it to the leaf. I'm happy with how the leaf turned out, and now I'll cut it out with a coordinating die. Here's what it looks like now. So I ended up with a stark white margin showing all the way around, which is okay if I'm going to put it on white cardstock, but I want this on a Mango Melody background. So I'm going to soften the look by coloring it with the brush tip of the water-based Mango Melody Stampin' Write marker. Since it's water-based, it'll fit right in with the watercoloring. I don't have to be real precise with this coloring. I just need to cover up most of the white cardstock. Then, because it's going on a piece of Mango Melody, I take the Blackberry Bliss marker and add it to the edge of the die cut so the leaf stands out against the background better. I use the edge of the brush tip and apply it from the back. That way, if the marker slips, it won't ruin the artwork. I angle the tip slightly towards the front so there will be a nice line of blackberry around the mango. I check the front to make sure the blackberry shows all the way around and add more ink where needed. The angle of the brush really helps with this. Now I like how the leaf pops against the Mango Melody background. Here are other cards in which I used this technique of watercoloring an image stamped with dye ink. This one has flowers from the prized peony set, stamped with cherry cobbler. I didn't need to add any extra ink to the petals. The color I was able to move from the outlines was just the right amount. Anything more would have obscured the contouring from the stamp itself. This card uses the flower from the now retired Birthday Blooms set. I used this image on 3 different cards because the coloring is so striking. In this card, I did add one additional layer of color on the petals. I made a video demonstrating the technique on this version. Use the link provided to watch it. I hope this video inspires you to try the technique in your craft room. If you're a Stamping Madly newsletter subscriber, you received the tutorial for this card in today's email. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to sign up so you don't miss any more project tutorials. Just go to www.stampingmadly.com. Thanks for watching. Please like this video, share it with your friends, and leave me a comment. Visit me on Facebook and Pinterest, and check out my blog at www.stampingmadly.com/blog. Don't miss another great video. Subscribe to the Mad Stamper YouTube channel now.